Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the party. I said the thing. Someone wants to pay me to advertise things. I can say words.
It's the first step.
Enough of that. I already said welcome. How are you? Is it a good day? Good whatever day you're watching this. Right now it's a Sunday, so good Sunday. Relaxing.
Hi, Kevin.
Sunday? Especially you, Kevin. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, I'm having a great day. I think my players are having a great day. And
No, it's awful.
You're ruining the illusion. We're not celebrities. We're people who do stuff on the internet. So we need to create this illusion of persistent happiness where the world is good.
I mean, actually looking back on it, today's a good day because I'm planning a 3-day hiking trip where I can just leave everything.
Oh my god, going outside for 3 days,
yeah.
that's like the definition of happiness. There you go.
Yep, and I live in Colorado, so I'm going to the Rockies.
And getting
I'm gonna
frozen.
spend 3 days backpacking.
Nice.
It's gonna be wonderful.
I forgot to introduce myself because I was too busy trying to make poor attempts at, I suppose, anti-humor. Just eventually say things and maybe someone will laugh eventually.
I mean,
It's my whole gimmick.
That pretty typical, yeah.
Maybe.
Anyhow, I am the dungeon master, game master, person who pretends they know all the rules. That's me. That's my job. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's specifically 3.5 edition. So those of you who remember playing in the early 2000s, hey, nostalgia. Or if you aren't familiar with it, it's kind of the same as what you know, except with more numbers, more arbitrary rules,
And a lot of weirder things.
Yeah, since it existed for how long was the lifespan of 3.5? It was like a good 15 years, wasn't it?
Something like that.
It was a decent amount of time, like maybe not 15. It was like 10 years long at least.
3.0 to
the amount
3.5.
of just the amount of stuff there is immense. So if you want to play a weirdly specific race and weirdly specific class to do weirdly, it probably exists.
Mm-hmm.
And
if it doesn't,
not
it's homebrewed.
Exactly. And it's not because I'm a purist or I think it's just the edition I know best. So I figured, hey, we're going to play this version because I can run it most coherently. I'm not always going, oh, what are the rules? I went off on one of my stupid rambles, didn't I?
Possibly.
Yeah. So anyhow, that's what we're playing. This world, it is a world I created. Created is a loose term. I sometimes doodle things in a book and pretend like I've done lots of effort. I totally don't make it up as I go along. So,
Totally.
without further ado, I will throw it over in a totally random direction. Let's go, Blake. Blake, introduce yourself first and tell us who you are, who you're playing, and one other thing, I guess.
Blake, I'll be playing the Wild Elf Druid Spell Thief with Hendrix.
Alrighty. Who are you gonna throw it over to? Just throw the introduction ball over to somebody.
Kid.
Off to me? Alright. Well, my name is Cody. I play Kid, the 1/3 fighter, 2/3 wizard. Used to be a mercenary, still kind of is, has that mentality. And something about me. School starts up in a week from now, and I get to teach children again.
So excited for it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Kind of?
I don't know, I get them for a whole year this time, so maybe I can put my foot down right at the very beginning and
That's
see how
always
that
nice.
works. Yeah.
That's always better than getting them halfway through the year and having to suffer through.
I got mine 3/4 through the year.
Oh, that's even worse. I feel
Oh,
sorry
yeah.
for you. My dad was a teacher, and I know I'll know.
Oh,
There's
no,
a reason. I did not go into teaching, and why I respect them so much.
Well, I'm battle scarred now, so I'm alright with that.
All right, Cody, who are you throwing it over to?
Oh God, let's go ahead and say Archer.
Okay then. My name is Archer of the Eye, and I am playing Keldor the Null Knight. And as for something about me, I work for Amazon, so not really anything interesting there.
It's a thing.
It's a thing, it's a job. It pays, I also
That
work in a
is
coffee
what
shop.
matters in life.
which is a lot more fun. Because it's not Starbucks.
Oh god, Starbucks. Anyway, before I go on a rant on the capitalist agenda of big corporations, Archer, throw over to somebody.
Let's throw it to Vaco. Or Don't Blink. Whichever one.
Either or. Yeah, I'm Don't Blink. I play Vaco, the mysterious, not so mysterious anymore. He's coming out of his shell and talking a lot more. Sorcerer. And something about me is I've had my Don't Blink handle since 10 years ago whenever I used to play Counter-Strike 1.6.
That makes so much sense now.
Look,
You know,
the name
Counter-Strike-
is still from Doctor Who though.
Okay, that gives you a lot of karma in my mind.
From
A
that
lot
one
of karma.
that Angel episode.
Oh yeah, beautiful episode that one. Still get nightmares from it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that throws over to our final person who is currently here, being Rebecca. Rebecca, please introduce yourself, your character, and one other thing about yourself, so we can make you human to the audience.
I'm Rebecca. I've been playing the half-orc bard Primrose, and I am working on my first novel. Who's that?
That's pretty awesome.
We're all very excited for how that comes along. Whenever it's done, you would all happily download or purchase or pirate or something. Show some kind of support.
Get
20
it
years
somehow.
from now. 20 years from now, I'll be done.
We won't pirate it. No. I will put the real effort in, and I'll go into a real life store and I will steal it. Because
That's
I
the first
care. Those of you who are familiar are probably wondering, hey, where's the Canadian guy? Short answer, we don't know where TJ is currently. I know on Sundays he spends time with his kid, but he lives on like an island somewhere and has to get a ferry, so chances are he's probably stuck in traffic. So he will either get here when he gets here, or he did a Canadian thing and like got into a fight with a moose. Like I don't know. It could be anything, really. Hope he's okay. Hope it is just traffic and he's not, maple syrup boxing mooses and beavers. I think I just created a new fetish.
Please don't. Oh god.
And so it begins.
Okay, well, a few announcements before we actually start, the dungeoning and the dragonings. Welcome to the Party is a really fantastic community, and I don't think I can stress that enough. So if you are new to tabletop, or if you're a wizened old pro, or anything, you've just got a vague interest, or you just want to talk to people you think might be interesting, there is an amazing Discord down there in the description area, somewhere in that direction. If you're not joined, go join. You don't even have to care about playing tabletop games. It's just a good place. It's all inclusive. We don't care what ethnicity you are, what race you are, what species you are. Hell, if you're a dog and you are intelligent enough to work a keyboard, join that Discord because I want to be your friend.
I love that you went the dog route when I was thinking alien.
If you're a dog alien, join us. It'll be great. Another thing, since Welcome to the Party it is more than just a group of nerds who like to play games. It is a community, and aside from that, we live in the real world, and the real world is hard and filled with awful things called bill collectors. So if in any way, shape, or form you can give any financial support to the channel here, we would love that. So you can do that either by subscribing here on Twitch, and if you do subscribe, you will be subject to ample rewards. For example, you subscribe, every month you subscribe, you can give a free natural 20 or critical success to a player or dungeon master of any game of your choice. There are also emotes. On the first tier emote, you will get the WTTP D20s, which are some lovely polyhedral shaped things in the purpley pinky colors with WTTP on them. The tier 2, I think tier 1 is $5. I think so. Someone will correct me. So there's that. To get that emote, tier 2, you will get access to Michael the Mimic. I named him. It's canon. No one can question that. You want to like pop over to other streams and be like, Mimic. Do that. Tier 2 is $15, I think.
$9.99.
$10. Yep. I should really learn these goddamn prices at some point.
Just have Discord open and then just look at the sub tier.
Oh my god, is it in Discord?
Not Discord, sorry, Twitch.
It's because I use Twitch on my flipping iPad in front of me, so it's just displaying the chat for me. I'm not paying attention. But the other thing, like tier 3, however much that costs,
24, 25.
Yeah, 20. Yeah.
25.
And you can get access to Crits on the Rocks, which is an alcoholic beverage with some D20s in showing crits, which is great. So go if you can. I'm not saying like you should give money here, but you know what? If you can do it, it'd be great. We'd love you. I mean, we love you anyway because you show up and listen to me ramble incessantly. Other things you can do, drop bits. Bits are good. We also reward bit dropping. If you want to drop, there's a basic price range. For 500 bits, you can make a minor change. Whether that be a natural 20, a crit, a whatever. It varies DM to DM what they'll allow. I'm super open, so if you suggest something you want to happen in the game, drop it in the chat. I'll probably reply to you and say, hey, yeah, you can totally make that. You want them to fight a dragon? 12 bits. They'll fight a dragon. 12 bits. Don't quote me on that. And the other basic price range is 1,000 bits for a major change, that being, max damage, or if it's Shadowrun, extra edge, or, an instant short rest, all kinds of cool things. Pretty much anything you can think of that you would like to affect the game, feel free to drop bits, and we will love you even more than we do, because we love everybody here. It's welcome to the party. And, alcohol makes me love everybody more. Non-game and channel-related stuff. It's my birthday in 1 hour and 30 minutes, so I'm going to be drinking. If you want to drink along, that'll be fine. If you know what, screw it. I'm essentially a whore. If you want to drop bits and make me drink more, do that. I've got a crate of 20 beers. I've got some vodka downstairs. If you want to get me drunk, donate bits, and we'll get me drunk. Or I'll just get drunk on my own. Your choice. I'm not ashamed to acknowledge, but I am a whore on the internet and will do things in exchange for money. Not those kind of things. That's a separate thing away from the channel. You'll have to hit me up privately. And if you want to do that, you can find me on Twitter at @TheBardicKnock. So,
wait, how do you spell that, Matt? Just in case.
Oh god, I just hold myself out. Oh, shame. I wish I had it. So, without further ado, let's jump into the game time. Where we left off, you had been having your downtime in the Starfell, and the final thing which had happened on your final night of rest, Flick, who is currently not here, may he hopefully arrive, or at least not be in a dangerous moose accident, and Kid had engaged in some less than legal activities in the evening.
I'll say.
When the morning comes around, sorry, I just cut somebody off. Did somebody have a question?
No.
No.
I said I'll say. So the activity kid.
Okay. So when the morning comes around, once again, you can all, aside from Keldor, you get to go and have a lovely home-cooked meal with your family who love you and cherish you and wish you nothing but success in the world. So you get that, and since it's your last meal before you're going away, it's like double the size. You get like 2 stacks of pancakes, you get like 12 rashers of bacon. It's homemade honey and honeycomb and maple syrup, and
All that good stuff.
the bacon was carved in a way. It was put on the pancakes in a way to make a smiley face, but not a human smiley face, a null smiley face. I don't know how they did it.
It's pretty creepy looking.
Yeah. It's kind of scary, but in an impressive way. The rest of you, you are in the tavern. When you head downstairs, you find that your bill has been taken care of. Gen3 took care of all of that for you. And you have a full banquet of various breakfast options, both cooked or more continental style if you're just wanting to drink juice and have small pieces of pastry. But yeah, everything's taken care of. You can have a little bit of time before you decide, all right, off we go to the next place and do the thing.
Sounds good.
All right, guys, do we want to get ready to go off to the place and do the thing?
I think we should
I
go
think
off
we're
to
totally
the place
prepared.
and do the thing.
Okay, if
Sounds
we're
like a
accurate,
good idea.
if we're
Well,
adequately
first,
prepared.
let's make sure to get everyone all the supplies, and then we can go do things.
Oh, I'm definitely packing everything into the carts.
I have a question.
Yes, please ask away.
Well,
Love
we're-
questions.
We're we're all in the tavern, right? Like except for Keldor.
Unless you specifically wish to be somewhere else.
Well, I mean, I assume I'm sitting on a table at a table with Eliza, just
You can sit on
giving
the
kid, just giving kid stink eye across the room. It's like,
Oh,
I
like
know what you
serious.
did.
Fuck you, kid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kid eats his pancake wrapped around his eggs and sausage and orange juice without looking at you.
And orange juice.
So how does that work? Like, did you wrap that around the little mug with the orange juice in it and just eat that, or like
Hey,
did
it
you
all
dip
goes
it
to
in
the
the
same
orange
place. It
juice?
doesn't really matter what order.
The
Or all at once.
taste must be horrible.
I've had worse.
So he's oblivious then, is what you're trying to say.
A little bit, yeah. Grimacing a little bit from the taste.
Aside from giving stink eye across the table, is there any conversations anybody would like to have either with each other or with your myriad of NPC companions?
I want to know what Eliza's doing. Is she also giving him the stink eye, or is she like being reasonable?
Eliza is paying zero mind to Kid. She is more focused on you, quite frankly, Primrose. She has enjoyed so much like being in this, having access to privacy with you, and she is also very much aware that this is like you won't be able to get that out on the road. So she looks a little bit not like distant or anything like that. It's just more like I've really enjoyed this. She's got kind of like a smile on her face. She's holding your hand. She's very contented, but in the kind of wishing on some level they didn't have to go. Kind of like, last day of being on a vacation, but you don't really want to go home, but you kind of have to. And you also know you couldn't stay here forever because, you've got a real life and you've got shit you need to do. But, if you didn't have to go and do all of those things. Wouldn't it be nice to have this kind of life? Yeah. But, yeah.
Gotcha. I guess I'm glowing for the both of us then.
You give an extra bitch stare. Like, you're giving 4 times the average amount of bitch stare because you're having to do it for a single eye.
It's amazing. Just like
I just imagine you're like even trying super hard, like you're going.
no, Primrose is eating while occasionally glancing up and just laser stare. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
something else whilst it's on my mind. Zendrix, you did the armor you commissioned. You have it made. Unfortunately, the blacksmith couldn't retain all of the natural properties of it. So instead of being immune to bludgeoning damage, you have damage reduction to it. So it's the same as having the axe block magical enhancement. So the armor you requested, did you want it for you or Sif? I can't remember. Or was it for both?
It was for both.
Yeah, that's fine. So both you and Sif have got +1. You can decide if you wanted like actual hide or if you wanted it refining to leather. So or like any like you can decide like the actual like, if it's hide or leather, or if you wanted him to put studs in it. So you can have any one of those 3, and it's +1 axe block, not axe block, hammer block. Sorry, which gives you damage reduction 5 against bludgeoning attacks.
All right, I'll just get regular leather for both of them.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Sorry, that was just something I had to get off my brain, so I remembered because you weren't here last week to tell you. Okay. You all. I'm assuming you don't do it in silence. No, I'm assuming there is conversation and merriment and joyfulness because you're all a pretty happy group, except Primrose, who's angry.
Glaring at Kid the entire time.
I'm assuming eventually Keldor shows up after having his doubly big breakfast.
Oh no, I would have shown up like halfway through the breakfast at the inn and just started tucking into that one too.
Exactly. You show up after having your double-sized breakfast, and you show up to this one, and you have some more. And yeah, I'm assuming general merriment. We're all having a good chuckle at Griggle, who's got a big cut on his legs, like he's bandaged it up. Unst is like patting Flick on the back and making jokes, and Genfrey is awkwardly like shuffling himself into the conversation because, oh, I'm a part of things now. And it's all a good time. You eventually all finish eating and having whatever you want to drink, and Angus McFive, he kind of stands up at the head of the table. He has assumed the head of the table for himself, like not in like because I'm in charge. It's just it's the easiest way to get everyone's attention. And he looks at you all and goes, "All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much, Genfrey, for covering our charges while we've been here. And we're happy to welcome you along. Everybody, if there's anything you all have to get on with in town, that's absolutely fine. But if the sooner we can get out in the wagons and heading out onto the road, that'll be fantastic. So I'm gonna take the bard, and we're gonna, the loud one, not the actually effective one. So I'm gonna take him, and we're gonna go and get the wagons and horses all set up. It'll only take us about 30 minutes or so. So you can either finish up here and collect any basic supplies, or if you want to take longer, please do, because I don't know how long it's gonna take us. In theory, Rannoch is only a day and a half travel, but we don't know exactly what states it's in. So you're needing supplies, or you just want to get some things you quite like, a home-cooked meal, or
I think you find that Keldor has requisitioned everything that we will possibly need, and then some.
Yep.
Fantastic.
It's in the
Well, in
bargain,
that
by the
case,
way.
if unless you've got personal reasons to be fannying around, I'll be ready to go in 30 minutes.
Sounds excellent.
Yes, yeah, we can do it.
Okay. In the meantime, information team, what did we learn about where we're going? Let's start with the Bard Squad.
Bardic Knock kind of like sits up, and he looks ready, like he's got a look on his face like, I've got things to share, but I know none of you like or appreciate me, so I'll quiet down until the other person talks, because it's almost as if, for arbitrary reasons, they're actually more important to the progress of this story and group of people.
It's good you know your place. All right.
Oh, that was him. I like him. It's fun.
So he will gesture over to you, Primrose, to share whatever information you learnt first.
Oh.
Have you forgotten?
Yes, of course I have. I was too busy last night.
The information you got, Rannoch, it's a tourist town. There are many lock-based activities.
Basically, it's the effect of, Primrose, what did you learn? Eliza, what did we learn?
Eliza will go, well, you were telling me last night, before. Anyway, you were telling me about Rannoch being apparently this really nice romantic place where sometimes people go on things like honeymoons and family vacations and things like that.
Vacations? What are those?
I don't know. Apparently, it's something rich people can do.
I mean, okay. Sounds kind of weird.
Angus kind of looks at me and goes, "Are you telling me none of you have had vacations?
No.
You've never just left your job and your home for a certain number of days to go and engage in purely frivolous and recreational activities, usually in an exotic location."
Oh, you mean like what we've been doing since Dundee burned down?
Well, not quite. We've been technically struggling and working and striving. I'm meaning, you just leave your job in your house, usually in the care of like a servant or a close friend or family member, and you just travel. You just go somewhere else and you just don't work. You go there and you just, you can go on vacation to do like exercise or to, look at particulars, or you can just go to sit in a different location, like a different geographic. So if you live in a city, you might want to go and look at a farm for a few days.
Sounds
Not doing it, just look at it. And go, that's a nice farm.
And quite frankly, as a knight, stop doing what you do for that long. You lose a lot of your skills. So it seems kind of pointless and possibly harmful.
I agree.
We've given like hot takes on the upper class who can vacation, whilst we all have to struggle and work and.
Well, considering I'm taking a vacation later this week.
That's good. So yeah, Angus kind of looks a little bit like, oh, I guess none of you understand that concept. Okay, well, now you mention it. Now you say it out loud, it does sound kind of stupid. Just to,
sit somewhere else.
Decide I don't want to do my job for a few days, so I'm gonna leave, not work, not live there and just go and not do stuff until I want to come back.
I suppose that's Primrose's take.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
pretty
what
much
now?
That was a mini vacation.
Primrose got him plenty of rest and relaxation.
There wasn't
I'm not
much
sure about the rest.
relaxing. There's plenty of activities.
Yeah, you did one of those like activity-based vacation. You just go and you've got a schedule of things, and you feel great after doing all the different things.
What an average old person does in Florida.
I've been
I should
traveling
have
for a
named a
while.
line in Florida.
No, please, no. I would never sleep with her again then.
Well, you just done it with Unst.
Listen. I like it, but I'm in love with Liza. Thank you.
Okay. Well, if we're all set to go, we can help the prince and everything, get everything loaded and the horses tacked up and everything like that. We can set it on the road before the sun gets too high.
Alrighty. Okay. Well, unless there's specific things you want to go twat around in town doing, yeah, you can go and you can split up the party onto the wagons. You don't need him. He's gone. Bye-bye, Smiles. You don't exist anymore. You've vanished off into the ether. But everybody else should all be collected together. Oh, wait, need meat sprinkles.
Oh, yeah, I need you to, if you want to, you can assign Liza back to my control. Up to you.
Yes, I should have.
Wait, are we bringing everybody?
Are you not bringing everybody?
We are a traveling circus.
There is any reason not to? We'll just keep the people with the wagons who we don't want to die.
I suppose.
Well, that's the thing. What you guys do know is you're going to this place to try and find, some mythical amulet that may or may not have existed belonging to some person who was apparently a hero, but it's been lost for however many.
Okay.
But there's a town, so okay, take everybody. They rest in town while you go and look around and find this thing. Maybe.
Sounds good. We can contribute to their tourism economy.
Exactly. Fun times.
Well, that will work.
He's good. Alrighty.
I think I set that up correctly, so you can mobilize them. Yeah, you can. So, how are you wanting to split up the wagons?
Keldor will be walking.
That sounds fair.
I'm assuming the Bardic Knock is driving one of the wagons.
Yep, that's kind of his job. He is the bus driver.
Kid can walk.
You're not going at like a full-on wagon, but you're going at a more steady walking pace. That'll take you a little bit longer to get there.
I have almost the same speed as a horse, naturally.
Actually, I think it's exactly as much as a horse. You can keep pace with them.
Yeah.
So, Keldor, you're okay.
That's why I'm walking.
If Kid is walking, however, the wagons will have to go at a slower pace, or you just.
No, I didn't consider the fact that he was the Flash, so I'll ride.
So
giant furry Flash.
I think you just made a new fetish.
It's been a fetish.
Specifically the furry Flash, and I think that's going to slowly become this game's catchphrase. I think we just made a new fetish.
Okay.
So,
not the worst
guys,
thing.
Arbitrary decision. Every possible opportunity, we need to try and fit that line in.
Okay.
What does this game become?
What it's
What do
been.
you mean? What do you mean? What has it become? You knew what you were signing up for.
I do.
They somehow create the arbitrary power word cucumber.
No, it's banana. Thank you.
Whatever the safe word is.
Banana.
Automatically makes you stop. No resistance.
It's always banana.
Oh god. Anyhow, splitting up the wagon train. So Bardic Knock is driving one. Do you want him to be driving the one which has mainly got you guys on and leave the NPCs with someone else, or do you want one of you to try driving the wagon?
I think I'm attached to Eliza, so we're whatever wagon she's in. I'm with it.
Let's
All
put
right.
them here. And drive the other wagon. Maybe. He's capable of doing.
Woods thinks he can drive.
Oh,
He's got an
Wasn't he
approximately
driving
third grade
before?
level intelligence. He's probably fine.
Yeah, I'll help him drive the other one.
Yeah.
Wasn't he driving before?
I don't remember who was doing it before.
Been a while.
I think it was.
It has been a while. It's been like a good 2-3 months. You guys did do a full dungeon crawl though, so it's to be expected.
Yeah, I'm willing to drive that one with Ernst.
Okay, and
Yeah.
let's put Flick and Spudnik in the other one. The meat sprinkles.
Yep. Which doubles in since TJ isn't here currently.
And then we'll stick Winsrin. The other three don't really matter. We can just throw them on.
Yeah, it's not super important where they go. It's just more like, okay,
Where's Cody?
who do you immediately want with you? And if say you were to get attacked and yada yada.
I think we basically want the fighters split up just so that we don't have a group that's wiped out.
Okay, so we'll put Angus in there. We'll put Notad in the same wagon as Kid, and we'll put Gen3 in the other one.
That works.
There we go. That's how we're going.
Sounds good.
That's what we do. Alrighty. And,
I went.
what did you just say, Rebecca? Sorry, my hearing's a bit shit.
Sorry. Do you know? No, I don't think Primrose and Angus have had a real conversation yet. Besides yelling at each other earlier on.
They had the conversation very, very early on, in which we discussed gender identification, but that was pretty much it.
Well, in the magical. What is magic? Ah!
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that one as well.
You were technically the catalyst to that.
Yeah, it felt good.
So we've got our wagons split, and you guys can set off. I'm assuming, Keldor, you said goodbye to all the people you care about before you leave.
Oh yeah, totally. And I'm sure I throw something at my dad as he passes off gold coins to the kid.
A fire
Kid
dart.
sister.
Yeah.
The betting pool gets formed before I even leave of whether I will come back or not.
Oh yeah. If you would like to do a sense motive on your dad.
Okay. I'm not good at that.
It's okay.
It seems the wrong thing.
17.
Not terrible.
Yeah. Okay, well, as you see this, you kind of look and you realize that, okay, this is actually, your kid's sister doesn't realize, but, your dad is actually very secure in believing you're actually going to survive. This is kind of like, something to make the sister feel more comfortable. And so she goes, no, my big brother, he's gonna live. He's the greatest. It's more like a...
And it's also kind of just to annoy me as well, which is why he started it right in front of me.
it's a little bit to annoy you. It's to make levity out of the situation. 'Cause, you are leaving. There is no way of knowing if you come back. So it's, hey, make a joke, because you could die. But it's also, it's kind of like a nice little way for like, okay, I want to give I need excuses to give my child, like my youngest child, like extra money, because I love it and I want to spoil it. But I can't just spoil it pointlessly, because then it becomes entitled, and God forbid, the media's perception of what a millennial is, not what an actual one is. So he's trying to establish boundaries. So there's a whole bunch of layers, but it's not because he thinks you're going to die.
Oh yeah, totally know that. Still throw stuff at him.
Oh yeah, you can throw something at you can throw whatever you like at him. What do you throw at him?
It's a nice rock, and I'm actually let me do it, because why the
throw the rock.
It crits. You kill your dad.
Oh yeah, you hit your dad. You can hit him wherever you want to hit him. In the head.
Square in the chest. Just like...
Yeah. And he goes... He kind of waves you off and goes, okay, don't die. But if you do, make sure you send a letter so I know, so I can win the bet. And, alright, you guys can set off. As you leave the village, you're fairly certain, if anybody would like to make a spot check if they're looking out the back of the wagon.
Sure, why not?
I'm at the front of the wagon, so I can't do it.
I'm outside, so I can do it.
I'm trying to do it. Put my feet to work.
I'm wasting all my good rolls.
You really are. Yes, please. Nope, Primrose, you don't see anything.
I'm distracted by Eliza.
Keldor and Valko, you're fairly certain as you're leaving, you see a rather angry-looking dwarf grabbing a very fancily dressed halfling by the scruff of the neck and kind of shaking him as you ride away.
Oops.
Interesting.
And with that, you begin your journey. Unlike before, I mean, it's only been, like a week or two since you got here and all of that, but there is already a definite sense of the year changing. The amount of snow is lessening. In fact, you can even see hints of greenery aside from the evergreen trees that you're traveling. You can see like the occasional snowdrop blossoming out of the earth as you begin to travel due north.
I have a question about that.
Go right ahead.
How warm would you say it is now?
Ugh, now you're opening up a whole bag of worms, because I use normal temperature and you guys use a stupid temperature.
Go from room temperature, warmer, colder, freezing.
Just tell me what it is in Celsius, and I could easily tell you what it is in Fahrenheit.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so it's not minus degrees in Celsius, but it's not hitting double figures. It's maybe 5 to 8 degrees. It's not warm, but
so
it's like
45. It's about 45 Fahrenheit.
Okay.
So there is the definite thaw in the air. All the snow is melting. Like it's not like it's gone. There's still big levels of snow, but it's gonna slowly decrease because it's just pushing past some of the coldest parts.
Another question then.
Go right ahead.
What do you envision are they called winter clothing? Like winter travel clothes? How do you envision them being closed in the front? Like button, zipper?
However you want them to look.
It would be buttons. Zippers.
It would most likely be buttons. I mean,
much later.
You know, okay, you know what? It's fancy. You know, it could be done up with, you know,
Face.
pixie eyelashes for all I fucking care. Like,
Oh God.
That's brutal.
well, I don't, you know, like, it's fancy. You know, this is all in your mind. So, however you envision it looking, that's pretty much how it looks because it's how you want to envision it.
Well, since it's getting warmer, Primrose is going to fasten the front, just like you would like wear a jacket unzipped when it's starting to warm up. That kind of
Yeah.
thing.
So you leave the front of your like, it's not like an overcoat type thing. You know, like your third vest essentially. You leave it undone. So, I'm assuming your armor is underneath it. It's not like, here, look at my bare chest and torso.
No,
Not at all.
I have decency most of the time.
Sometimes. Basically
Imagine
never.
Flick just started wiggling his eyebrows at that.
Nah, Flick's not interested.
Yeah,
As
Flick's
he has
fine.
made very apparent by just like trying to hide.
So, as you begin your well, I say begin. You know, you guys are traveling. It's fine. It's good. Once again, any conversations anyone would like to have, anything would like to be doing during this travel. You know, if anyone would like to go, oh hey, you know what? Screw it. I'll go do some hunting. I'm sat in a small enclosed space with other people. I will awkwardly look at my phone, although phones don't exist, so I don't know. I will look at my hand and wish I had something to stare at instead of engaging in active conversation with the people around me.
Keldor is actively searching for threats. And
Keldor, you
anyone
feel
else.
a thing on your ear.
What?
A thing is on your ear.
What is this thing?
Well, it's black and small and moving.
Okay.
Sugar crawls down your face
Okay.
Oh.
and is jerking its face over towards Kid.
Okay.
What you do with this information is up to you.
Oh, jeez. You just screwed up what I was doing. Okay. In that case, Keldor's actually going to walk beside the wagon Kid. On the side Kid is on.
Hey, Keldor.
Yes.
As Sugar returns to Kid's hair where it belongs. So what's the plan? I bet you've noticed at this point that we and Unst are basically the front line. And we can't really depend on Unst to stay on the plan.
Yeah.
Okay. We need to start planning. We did a very good job in the cave when Unst went down,
Mm-hmm.
where we managed to get over him and defend him until everyone could clear what was around him so he didn't die. So, is there a chance we could come up with some more stuff like that?
Sure. I'm also much better at not dying now.
Okay.
I got the fancy new armor, and I show off my glaive, and I'm like, this gives me even more protection.
Okay, cool.
It's a really
I
cool looking glaive.
Okay, I've been talking this over with Sugar for a little bit, trying to figure out the best course of action. So why don't I tell you some of my plans that we might do? I mean, if you want to follow them, it's up to you. But I'm fairly decent at reading the situation. At least I like to think so. So what do you say?
Sure.
All right, awesome. And Kid begins telling him certain plans and maneuvers that he's thought of.
Alrighty. Which ones specifically are you sharing with him?
Kid has a list, and I am busy putting them into macro form. All of the details of the macros will be... They're basically like audibles in football.
Yeah.
All the details will be apparent when the macro is used.
That is absolutely fine. I'm assuming you two have discussed this like out of game and a basic thing.
Not at all.
Nope.
Oh, not at all. Oh, even better. Okay, so basically, Archer, are you going to agree to do a thing you don't know what it is yet?
We shall see.
Okay.
Okay. Let's jump to Varco. During this ride, you've maybe got like, you know what, you've got a solid like 6 to 8 hours of just sitting in the wagon. What would you like to do at that time?
I'm just gonna probably pet Sif and kind of stay quiet.
You give that dog a good pet.
Me and the dog haven't bonded that much.
Just kind of looking at the dog awkwardly on, I wish we were closer so I could pet you.
Well, I mean, I really don't have much to say to Meat Sprinkles, and then Gen 3 just seems a bit odd. Like, Ibako just kind of finds him a bit odd. So he's not going to try to strike up a conversation with Gen 3, and I don't think Meat Sprinkles, he kind of, Ibako thinks he tweaks too much, like he's like wound up too tight. And if I say the wrong thing, he might start slashing.
These are very valid responses to have. So,
This is the way of the Dark Pony.
So he thinks Sif is like the safest one of them.
yeah, kind of. And Sif will kind of agree with you. If you kind of like look at Sif and then look at Meat Sprinkles, who's kind of sat there with like his short sword in his hand, and he's doing that game, like where you hold your hand out and you try and move.
Oh.
But instead of trying to get in between, he's purposely hitting each of his fingers. That's how he thinks you're supposed to play it. He's learning from Kid. He thinks having more marks on you means you're better. So he thinks that's how you play it. You do that until it hurts too much to stop.
Oh, so Kid, like, he got him and purposely is training him incorrectly.
Well,
I think I found Eliza's full-time job. Keeping Wiggle alive.
He's only taking 1 damage from it. Like it's fine because he's not like full on ram it. He's just pricking the finger. Like his hand is bleeding.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like make eye contact with him or anything.
The entire time he's going ow 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 ow. And the one time he misses and it hits hits the line as damn it.
I have to make a talk to Kid about this.
Beautiful.
So and Sif kind of gives. If Sif was capable of higher intelligence, you're almost entirely certain Sif agrees with you. Like, yeah, that's weird. And Genfrey's kind of sat there and he's looking back and forth and he goes, this is nice. Adventuring. Don't you think so?
I'm gonna pretend he wasn't talking to me and he was talking to Meat Sprinkles.
God.
Oh, why do you hate Genfrey? He's just a nice, awkward boy.
He strikes Spako very, very kind of a strange way.
At your heartstrings?
There's no accounting for taste in how we perceive each other. We will all just silently judge. Don't blink for hating this pure good boy.
I mean,
it's fine.
Keldor's mostly just using him.
Oh yeah, you're
He's
all
a potion
basically
maker.
using him. And that's why it's hilarious. You guys are basically using this innocent man
Kid likes him.
who is just... Oh, Kid loves him, and that's beautiful. Like, there's some definite beautiful romancing going on.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were using him. I was neutral towards him. And I'm like,
I mean, he's a potion maker. That's why Keldor's like, you're not useful except for potions, but potions are very useful.
I'm sure he
Let's
makes
take
great
him.
tea.
Yeah, you know what?
His tea's pretty
During
decent.
the ride, Genfrey, like he'll ask if anybody minds if he gets his little cauldron out and makes a nice beverage for everyone. You know, providing nobody gets annoyed at him doing that. Oh, if you don't mind, you know, I can make everyone a nice, soothing cup of herbal tea. But I don't want to disturb you if you're deep in thought.
How are you doing this without a fire?
Magic.
And there it is. All you need to know. You don't look gift tea in the mouth, Archer.
So he'll get out of his little cauldron and he'll start, and he will make nice, soothing tea. And he'll use mage hands to essentially float it out or over to the other wagon, so everyone can be drinking nice, soothing tea. If you want something different, he'll make hot cocoa.
Oh.
He's a kind, good, pure boy.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Those are
just
what he has
seeks
to look out for.
Oh yeah, I
who just seeks love and approval.
forgot one of the things I actually got. I have a heated flask made from the gin.
Oh,
yeah.
So I get to keep the tea warm.
I love how we all just went, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, thing.
How could we forget the best thing?
Genius.
That was the lobster bug, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, jumping over to the other wagon, Flick is just gonna pull his little hood up, look like a saber-toothed tiger, and have a nap.
Oh.
That'd be the first time.
He did kind of spend most of the night awake.
Yeah. So, Primrose, you're sat in a wagon with a sleeping halfling, your girlfriend, a prince, and some weird guy hasn't really interacted with anybody but Kid.
Yeah, weird guy, for sure. I mean, Primrose would. Well, I personally, as commander of Primrose, would love to have a wonderfully awkward conversation with Angus.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Or Notad, whichever is first.
Oh, everybody's in the wagon. But you just awkwardly go, like, you sat in silence, and then you just awkwardly go, so, conversation? Or do you have a specific thing you would like to address to get the ball rolling, so it were?
Well, the barge is bored, so that's never good. Let's see. What is Eliza doing? That's my first question.
Eliza, she's going to be sat on the other side of the wagon, across from you. She'll give you a smile, and then when you get going, she'll kind of sit there. And she's not super comfortable around everybody else. She's like, oh, and then after she'll kind of looking up. Would it be rude if I, got out my book and did some reading? I don't want to feel like I'm ignoring you. It's just, it's a long journey, and I really like my book.
Read your book. Read your book, woman. It's fine.
She'll pull out her book, and she's just gonna sit there happily reading.
While in a wagon that is moving?
Yeah.
Not that hard.
She's gonna get car sick. Or wagon sick.
No. I can read while it's moving. It's fine.
Well, let's see how good Eliza's constitution is. She's a fucking champ. Yeah, she could be reading 2 different books at the same time.
Okay.
So, Primrose, your girlfriend is reading. You're sat there in a wagon. There's a sleeping halfling. And 2 men who you've not really interacted or spoken to much. They just kind of sat there. Angus is going to be sat there. He's going to have the hammer out. And he's just going to be. He's going to rest on the floor and kind of look forward at it and like turn it around. He looks like he's studying the thing.
Hmm. Primrose is kind of back a bit, much as you can in a wagon. And just like sighs a little bit. It's like, you know, when you're bored, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose.
Not quite so love struck. Sigh.
Yeah.
Do the sighs get progressively louder and more noticeable
No.
the more you do them?
No, I mean, they stay the same frequency, but I believe that they would just do one. And then, yeah. Let's see. I don't have a conversation topic. This is terrible. Well, I guess Primrose would glance over toward Angus.
Pardon, can you say that again? My hearing's just awful today.
Sorry, I need a new kitten. It's being crazy. She loves Dan. Okay. Anyway. Primrose will glance over at Angus.
Mm-hmm.
And so how much do you know of the
He's gonna look up at you and kind of raise an eyebrow and go, sorry, how much do I know about what?
how much do you know outside of your kingdom?
Well, my kingdom is... I suppose it depends on what you consider to be outside of my kingdom. Because the entire country of Fife, I really only know the, like, this is going to sound rude no matter how I say it, you know, the in finger quotations, the important parts. If we're talking about what's over the mountain ranges and what's past the Pale Sea, I never really got involved in foreign diplomacy. So it's not really a thing I know much about.
But if you're now the king, shouldn't you know about it?
But I'm a wee bit preoccupied with trying to avenge the destruction of my family, my friends, my entire capital city. I haven't really had time to pick up a book or to try and contact some pansy-ass politician or royal from across an ocean when I'm really trying to figure out how to kill some bastard sorcerer. I mean, eventually, sure, I'll try and contact other countries, but right now, I'm a wee more interested in avenging the thousands of lives that were ended prematurely as my city burned to the ground.
Primrose is kind of like raises an eyebrow, like thinking you need to calm down. Holy shit. And then okay. So You mean to talk to politicians, not the actual people who live their lives there day in, day out. Why is that?
Well, whilst I firmly believe, and traveling with all of you lot has taught me that the individuals that make up the society are what matter. Unfortunately, the way government, at least the vast majority, outside of basic tribal cultures, which haven't got more than maybe a couple dozen people, once you begin to expand into full-on countries and nations and even empires, the individual ceases to be important, and instead politicians and leaders who take the majority, or they just take their own personal agenda and run with that and govern the country by whatever their arbitrary understanding of what matters. They're the people who actually have control, which seems a little counterintuitive when you think about it, because surely if all the individuals banded together and wish to disagree with the person who says, I'm in charge, well, he's only one and they're many, so it doesn't quite make sense. But I also guess that one could probably have, an army. And what's a couple hundred farmers gonna do against a couple hundred soldiers? Jack shit.
I see. So, Notad, how are you doing today?
I love it. It's like, whoa, you're way too serious. I'm gonna talk to the other crazy person. Notad's gonna kind of look up and go, pardon? Oh, I am good. It's
I love the accent so much.
He's so slow. How are you all so content traveling along in these little wooden contraptions? He just seems so constrained. I mean, surely somebody could not invent something which could travel through the skies like some giant bird or something to travel quicker. Or, maybe instead of relying on a single or maybe two horses, something which automated the horses and propelled itself by making miniature explosions to propel itself forward at a variety of speeds.
You're so wise, Notad.
It is almost as if I am, more intelligent than my basic appearance lets on.
I have no doubt of that.
Yo, kid, you're not there.
I'm actually in the same wagon.
You're in the front, though, and it's a covered wagon.
That's true.
I mean, Notad is not a quiet man. You'd probably hear him talking.
Okay, in that case, that's fine.
This is just blind praise being thrown back at him.
So I'm just loving the fact, like it. So we ego strokey, but some delightful person in the chat. I'm not entirely certain what their perception of it was, but just the message. The Taekwon Doug, cool name by the way. I'm assuming you do jujitsu. I'm assuming that is your pastime, not the obvious one. But no, I am not Scottish. If you believed I was, then thank you. You have just stroked my ego immensely. If you're just saying that my accent reminded you of William Wallace, then that is also good. Thank you very much. I try. Most of my voices are not good. So yes.
How do you know that? This is the perfect accent for a fantasy world. That's what they sound like. There's nobody to say anything different.
This is true. So yeah, Notad is basically he looks actively bored, almost as if this mode of transportation is so boring. Like it's just beneath him. Not because he's so important and high and mighty. It's just like it's almost as if like he believes he could get there quicker on his own.
I wonder why. I would have no clue why someone named not Dragon
Notad Raygon.
would think
Pronunciation,
that he
sir.
can get there faster than a cart.
Keldor, he's a mighty wizard. He could probably just teleport there if he wanted to. And you heard him. He could talk about those things
He's
with
not
the
a wizard
explosion.
at all. He's a sorcerer. Totally different. Oh. We has a person! And I have to fix the cameras.
Oh, the Canadians arrived?
Yeah, sorry guys. Nazis got to be not seen.
That's absolutely fine. Well, you know what? Oh, TJ, it's such bad timing because
No, it's perfect. Actually,
it's about time to take a break pretty soon.
Hey, perfect.
So, in some ways, fantastic timing, and others not so perfect.
Got here just in time for everybody to miss me.
I
Well,
actually have a suggestion.
Yes, please, Rebecca, ask your questions. 'Cause
Primrose
you're
is
sat with it.
Yeah, sorry. Primrose is so like taken aback at both Angus and Notepad. He's like, look up, please help me. God. Talk to me, I'm bored.
With that, do you kind of like either nudge Flick or Eliza and go, somebody talk to me, these two are fucking weird.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know where we are.
We're in the wagons.
Yeah, you're in the wagons and you've been traveling. You're heading off in the direction of the locks.
Perfect. Just where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
Also, you saw an angry dwarf grab a well-dressed halfling as you left the town.
Karma's a bitch.
A wee bit. Okay. Well, we will just... Zindrix, if there's anything you would like to be doing during this initial first leg of the journey, like it seems pretty okay for now. Obviously, you could. We don't really discuss how the wagons are traveling. If you're traveling single file, if you're going side by side, so you can shout over to Kid or
Pretty sure it's
Knock
single
or
file, just so that it can fit on the trail.
I say they're traveling diagonally.
Which diagonal, TJ? Which one?
Backwards and upside down.
Yeah, they're going like this. They're like in line with each other, but moving at a diagonal to the direction they are facing.
Well, anyhow, Blake, is there anything Zindrix would like to be doing? Any specific, anything really? Or you just going, and stop trying to shout the horses into doing their job?
Yeah, pretty much.
The horses don't comprehend a threat. You can't say, do it or I'll punch you. The horse doesn't understand.
Yeah, pretty much. He's pretty much just driving the wagon on her own, I would guess.
They're called reins.
Yeah, Unst just sat there. He's not got the reins. He just kind of sat there and went, horses, go! Chop, chop! You defy the almighty Unst. Go or I punch you!
I will punch a horse. I don't give a fuck.
My
It
Discord
froze on the perfect part on Matt's face.
Oh, he froze!
And that's how you know it's break time.
Yeah, I think so.
Alrighty,
That's
guys.
an amazing face.
We will see you right after break.
Wow.
And have you transitioned? Alrighty, perfect. Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to the party. We now have our full 6-pack, and speaking of 6-packs, I'm 3 in. I don't know if I'm going to get all 20 down, but we'll see. Personal
that
challenge.
means, people start paying. We got to
I
get.
already made these references. I have established I am essentially a whore. If you pay money, I will drink more. Or I'll just drink more anyway. Fun times every
Is that
which
how
way.
whores work?
Well, if you pay me money, I'll do things in exchange for them.
Ah, okay. That is how whores work.
Yeah. And just like we established earlier, for other things we don't do out here, you can follow me on Twitter at the Bardic Knock, and we can arrange something else there. Anyhow, obviously, as you can hear, our local Canadian has arrived. TJ, please quickly introduce yourself whilst I debate if I should finish this bottle in one.
Well, I just got a boot back to my igloo here, and I think we're gonna have a good time today, and I think we should just get her done, eh?
God.
I feel like I need to drink. I'm being triggered. This is what Canadianisms do to them? Is that?
Oh, no,
Do I have that power?
I guess.
Can I kill you both with alcohol by keeping that accent up the entire show?
Sure,
Is that
why
an
not?
ability I possess?
Let's just say I have certain friends from Canada who would probably want to kill you right now.
No, they'd probably laugh with me and give me a high five if they're
Let's
Canadian.
just say they seriously give anyone who says a boot the stink eye and attempt to murder them.
Hey, what's all this about?
Anyone who says it seriously or anyone who says it
Either
sarcastically? Because I have never heard a Canadian say a boot non-sarcastically, but I live on the West Coast. All the stereotypes are from the East Coast. All of them.
Come on,
Except for the ones about stoners, and those are true.
Okay. D&D. We're going to try and jump right back into that.
Hey, what a surprise. I showed up and the game got off track.
No, it took us forever to get started. I don't even know how. I can't even blame you. Damn it, DJ. Once again, before we get started, quickly take care of the marketing crap. Welcome to the party. It is a fantastic community. There's a Discord. Go join it. We chat shit. Sometimes we talk about tabletop role-playing games. Sometimes talk about video games. Sometimes we talk about the roles of humans in society and the various positions, and we discuss and debate how the vast majority has overshadowed and controlled the minorities and whatnot in society, and we debate and discuss all that good stuff.
And just yesterday, I posted a picture of a horseatar.
And a Manitar was posted directly before that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? We also talk about butts, because butts are good.
Butts are great.
You cannot deny that.
Mm-hmm.
You like a good butt? I do.
Yeah.
And there's those other things that straight people like. We sometimes talk about them.
Are you inclining that straight people don't like butts?
Yes.
No, straight people like butts, but the other part of anatomy, the wet sandbag area.
Oh, yes, that.
Oh, okay.
Some straight people are. No, let's be honest. Nobody really likes that area.
It's not wet, but it is a sandbag.
It depends.
I was making a reference to the 40-year-old virgin, but then there's the other area, which is, well, if you're doing it right, it most definitely is wet.
Yeah, I'm not sure I know which area we're talking about with the sandbag reference.
He's going.
It's a quote from the 40-year-old virgin when Steve Carell, he's around all the guys, and they're going, "Oh yeah, you gotta love touching a titty, it's great." And he goes, they're big wet sandbags.
Yeah. It's been a decade or so since I watched the 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah, never saw it.
You mean you don't watch it every day like Matt does?
No, I watch Goofy Movie every day.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Explains a lot, doesn't it?
Yep.
Crap, what's the name of the song from Goofy Movie that's like a really... It's a song that's too good to be in that movie.
Caroline?
All of them?
High hopes. He's got high hopes. He's
Now,
got
Anyways.
high.
okay,
Let's
what are
sing
we...
the
into
whole
the
song.
campaign.
Shut up, TJ! Go back in your corner. We'll bring you out when we need ethnic diversity.
We were doing just fine until you got
The Canadian is the ethnic diversity on this show. It's sad because it's true. Oh,
here.
I'm British. I'm the other ethnic diversity. Other than
You're
that,
the
we got the
fatherland.
white Americans. But it's okay, you know. Only some of them are straight.
Mhm.
Wait, only some?
Yeah, that's
Actually,
accurate.
I actually don't have any concept as to who and who isn't straight. You know, it's almost as if your sexuality doesn't define who you are as a human being, and you can
Exactly.
be whatever you want. It's cool.
it's almost
So
like
the other
gaydar is a
thing-
myth.
You know, except the app that
Hmm.
does exist, but
Of course, there's an app.
there's there's apps that it would used to. It was kind of like proto Grinder before that existed. You know, way back like maybe a decade or so ago. It was kind of like, oh hey, you want to find local gay people to hook up with?
So when
Slash,
people got
do you wanna-
tired of just wearing bandanas in their back pocket.
Slash,
they
do you
didn't
want
try
to
to use
risk
the
being
term-
attacked by a bunch of homophobes? And
I
the
gotta
world
say
is
though,
not
the
a pleasant
phrase
place.
proto grinder sounds awesome.
This sounds like a Pokemon move.
Use the proto grinder.
It sounds like the most extremely efficient stoner paraphernalia.
Ooh. Like a
Okay,
fusion
no.
powered grinder.
Let's go.
Why would
Focus,
you need
people,
to grind it that
focus.
fine? So, thank you, Archer. Someone in this game who actually gives a shit.
I don't either. I just know that this is going to continue forever if I don't.
Yes, it will.
It's giving me plenty of time to do stuff.
The other thing that I was going to say, you know, after mentioning the amazing Discord that Welcome to the Party has, you know, you can follow them on Twitter at Welcome Party RPG. You can find them on YouTube. Welcome to the Party on there. You can follow them on Twitch if you're watching this on YouTube. Twitch.tv/Welcome to the Party.
Welcome
Or
Party
welcome-
RPG.
Well, yeah, exactly. Welcome Party RPG. Or you just type in Welcome to the Party and you'll find it. Huzzah! Other things.
No, there are no other things.
In this difficult time where financial issues are rife amongst the world, you can make things better by donating small modicums of your personal income to this Twitch channel via bits. And if you do so, you will get rewards, usually in the sense that you will affect the game. If you scroll down below, you will see that the standard is 500 bits, or a measly $5. You know, I do not know the exchange rate, but a bottle of beer in my country is maybe like £1-2, so that's equivalent to maybe $4. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, $4 to $5, I think.
Sure.
Yeah. So for one beer, which you know, that lasts you nothing, approximately 30 seconds of enjoyment, you could contribute, either way, however you wish to pronounce things. You can contribute to these things, and you can affect how the game goes, and that will give you endless memories of that time you did a thing. You can also donate more, such as 1,000 bits, or you can donate as much as you like. You know, rich billionaire out there who, for some reason, thinks I am handsome and hilarious.
Right? Some people like to pay women just for the sake of paying them. It's called financial domination. You could just pay us, and you could even get something out of it.
Hell, financially dominate me all you like, big boy.
Or if getting nothing out of it is your thing, we'll talk down to you. That's okay. We can do that.
You want to be called a piece of shit? Pay me and I'll do it.
Hell, Cody would probably be really good at it.
Yeah.
Um,
Let me pitch it down a
Other
little
thing-
bit more, and I could sound really, really masculine. Hey, baby.
Oh, that is creepy.
Yeah, you get on down there.
Sorry.
No.
Are we putting on?
I'm asexually. Someone has to tell me what to say to talk to her dirty. I don't know how to do it.
Just say the.
The
I don't know. Like,
Those
it's been a long.
you got there, baby.
I got a 20 if you can get down there and do the things you do.
Cody,
Hey,
think
you go,
about poor
Vanity
Kevin.
engage in sexual
You're-
activity.
Nope.
And we are back off topic.
We really are.
Corrupting
Rebecca, we were
Kevin.
gonna make a joke, and we kept cutting her off. Please, Rebecca, make your joke.
Corrupting Kevin. How dare you?
Kevin's a fucking pervert. You know, Kevin sent me a request, and it turned out it was actually just him whacking it. You know, Kevin's a perv, and I kind of love it about him. So you keep doing you, Kevin. You
Literally.
wear
It's cousin Cody.
that special outfit. It looks good. The other thing I was going to say, if you would be super kind, and you know, if for some reason, you know, you're not super into welcome support, or if you are super into welcome support, but you wish to support just me, I have a Patreon. It's sometimes appears under my name, patreon.com/BardicKnock, and I sometimes do stuff on there. I need to get back on that and start making more stuff, but I will eventually at some point when I have free time. But if you paid me, I could have more free time and make more things. So
But then is that time really free?
no, because the idiom "find a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life" is a lie. Because if you find a job you love, then you technically never stop working.
You know why, Matt? It's because idioms are for idioms. Yes! Yes!
Gotta time it for when the beer's right at his mouth.
I didn't even do it on purpose. I looked up right as I said it, and you had the beer at full tilt, and I'm like, yes!
Oh, I'm actually crying a little bit.
Like,
Don't
you guys
kill
can
the
actually see the
DM there,
delay.
Flick. Don't kill the DM.
Okay,
Oh, boy.
aside, we've done all the stuff. We've sold everything really badly. By the way, if you want to sponsor us to butcher your product and fail at selling it, please consider us. Other than that, okay, quickly, subscribe to Welcome to the Party on Twitch if you can, or if not, just follow it. That's just as good. We don't care. We don't believe in elitism. Money doesn't earn you higher privileges in society, except it totally does because capitalism is broken. But hey, do you want to arbitrarily believe that you are superior in some way, shape, or form to other people? Subscribe and get higher tier memberships, and you can get various emotes, such as WTTPD20s, or Michael the Mimic, or Crits on the Rocks. These are all at tier 1, 2, and 3 for $4.99, $9.99, and $24.99. Oh no, $14.99 for one. Oh no, someone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't care, because in exactly, how does time work? 5 minutes, it's my birthday. And also, interesting side note, it is also the anniversary of the Hiroshima bomb droppings. So, hey ho.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm not saying I'm the only good thing to come out of Hiroshima lately, but you
Other than
know.
Dang, Matt, way to drop the bomb.
Oh God!
that,
What do I have to
we-
pay to injure Cody from here?
pay me enough and I'll do it.
All right.
Okay.
That maybe went a little too far. Thanks.
The actual Dungeons and Dragons. Let's do that. So you were traveling. You've essentially got 6 to maybe 8 hours. I'm assuming that's how long you want to travel before you go, okay, that's enough. Let's have a good sleep or a rest or whatever. We kind of went around everyone except Flick, because TJ, you weren't here. Is there anything you would like to be doing? You have been put on the wagon with Angus, Notad, Primrose, and Eliza.
This wagon is getting pretty annoying.
Smith, whack you awake.
No, Flick would probably honestly just sleep most of the day unless somebody tries to talk to him after his escapades last night.
Yeah.
I predicted it correctly. I assumed you were going to flick up your little hood, look like a saber-toothed tiger, and just go...
Yep, pretty much exactly.
Yeah,
And
that's cool.
I'd be happy to... I love camping scenes, so...
Well, that is exactly what we are moving towards. Let me just... I've been looking at a different map for you this entire time. So, I've dragged you all onto a new map. It's not super important as of yet, so Archie, you don't need to worry about changing the thing. But if you guys would like to... You arrive in this kind of... It's not like a super amazing clearing, but hey, there's a bit of a clearing just off the path. You know, it's about the time to rest. You know, it's dusk, give or take. Sun setting. It's probably sensible to stop traveling at this point. Horses need a rest. You probably want to get up and stretch your legs, or no longer be in a wagon with Angus and Notad.
Yeah,
I've been sitting next to the Bardic Knock for the past couple of hours. Anyone could use a break from that.
He's been monologuing about Discord. What the fuck is that? So confused.
The Bardic Knock has just been off on some weird fucking rant about, you know, I don't even know what. There was something about, you know, gender roles in society and
capitalism,
how the
Discord.
0.1% and the wealth distribution. You know, that's some heavy shit. And quite frankly, it just gets boring after a while.
Right. I don't want them to go away. I just don't want them to be here.
Wow.
Other way? Other way?
Other way.
Oh, okay. Good.
Bardic Knock is the most left-wing piece of shit you have ever met in your life.
Oh, man.
Off the wagon immediately.
I don't know. I just came from an anti-Nazi rally, so.
Okay, shit. Not that left-wing. You know, the Nazis actually had some good fundamental ideas. They're just ruined by extremism.
Please don't use Gen3's voice over that.
No, Gen3's is more here.
Man, it's been difficult this year with them. Please don't antagonize us. I'm serious though. Please don't.
No, like, in case you couldn't tell, definite sarcasm. Regardless of what you believe historically or, you know, politically or whatever, you know, whatever the Nazi party had any semblance of good ideas, no, it has been utterly bastardized and ruined, so you cannot even create the argument, regardless of how correct you might think. Just don't. You're being a smartass, and quite frankly, immensely insensitive. So take your intellectualism and shove it up your ass.
Okay.
That's my soapbox gone away. Hey, you arrive in a nice clearing. Please do things if you would like to. Yeah, if you want to set yourself up, move around, stretch your legs, take a piss.
What does the weather look like?
You missed that. Well, the temperature seems to be slowly rising. There is still not an abundance of snow. It's not like, ooh, there's 5 foot. You know, there's still snow around, but it definitely seems to be thawing. So, like, it's almost like the worst of the winter drift has passed.
Gotcha. But
The weather is clear, but, you know, it's not, like, bright or warm or sunny or anything. It's just clear.
Okay, so Flick pulls out the tent that he's gotten and brings it over to a clear spot and kind of just dumps it on the ground and stands there, puts his hands on his hips and looks at it. Okay. Tent.
Meanwhile, Keldor's setting up all the other.
Yeah.
He'll take the shovel and dig a latrine.
Off to the side, Primrose is like, tomorrow, can I like read the book with you, please? I'm so bored. They're creepy as hell.
Yeah, Eliza will rummage through a bag. Oh, if you like, I have lots of books with me. She opens her bag, and you'll realize her bag is literally nothing but books.
Oh god.
She's not carrying any trail supplies, like any just books.
Eliza, this is not how you pack for journeys, but you know what? That's cool. Okay.
It's almost as if Eliza has never left her small village and has no concept of what it means to be out on the road, and just packed things she likes.
And I know that 100%. I'm just like, well, luckily I have enough for both of us. I must teach you, child.
I would like to roll a survival check to find firewood and other stuff.
Didn't we bring firewood?
Yes, but if we don't have to use it, why?
Sounds like a plan. I'll assist you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll assist you too.
Let's all assist Zendrix, actually. That's probably the best
Yeah,
course of action.
probably. I'll let Zendrix find.
I'm gonna look for kindling.
Well,
As soon as I click,
Eliza's
it's
purchase is going to look pretty
You're
good.
a mild hindrance. Kid, you're that dumbass who walks over to like some really leafy green foliage and go, "Can we burn this?"
Oh god.
Oh, I found poison ivy.
And Keldor, you
I get
walk right
distracted
into
by-
the poison ivy the kid finds, and you just rub it on your face and go, you can tell it's good by the burning, itching sensation it gives.
Would I do that? Because I have a pretty furry face.
Maybe.
Fine, you rub it on your tongue.
Oh god.
I find all the kindling.
Well, it's a survival, not a search.
It's a survival check.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I got such a
Searching.
bad one.
I'm looking on the ground. How's that survival? Okay, fine. I'll roll it again.
You seem to know
You
where
see
the
any
kindling
trees
is.
now?
Oh, wow.
Well,
Nat
Flick,
20.
okay, so anybody who has missed all of these rolls, I'll quickly read them out. Kid rolled a 3, Zindrix a 27, Primrose a 16, Keldor a 1, and Flick a natural fucking 20. So you find, quite frankly, an abundance of firewood. Not like in a neat, organized pile as if, ooh, somebody left it here, because that would be contrived and or suspicious. Instead, you find, oh, hey, look, here is a set of dead trees that are perfect for burning.
Perfect. So we'll just say that one of them is like a fallen over kind of tree, and I'm going to take out my new daggers. And since I haven't had much chance to practice with the gauntlets yet, I'm going to just get the hang of them by throwing one at the invisible cat that I hear meowing.
Sorry, Virgo's climbed up on me.
It's all good. I'm just gonna go up to this tree, and I'm gonna stand there, and I'm gonna take like a fighting stance, and I'm gonna look very carefully, like I'm aiming, and I have my one hand out to the left, and I have my other hand perched over top of it, like I'm about to down a little more, like flat, like I'm about to start pulling daggers out of it, and yeah, I start down, I'm trying to take branches off the tree.
Yeah, but I'll extend that as part of your crit. You can do that. You see this tree they're relatively thick branches. They're not like little crappy. Like they're sizable. The girth of these branches exceeds that your hand could wrap around.
Okay.
To put it in the most sexual sounding way possible.
We got it.
But yeah, so you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these branches drop. They're maybe, meter and a half in length, with a solid girth of, going from memory.
Memory of how
No.
big Flick's hands are? Okay.
No, I'm trying to assess girth. Like, yeah, that's about right, isn't it? There.
Yeah.
That's about what you are, right, TJ? Like that.
Dude, don't insult me.
Oh, sorry, TJ.
Much better. There we go. All right, so we'll note we can not buy Matt beers to not have these scenes in the future as well. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
I forgot.
What it is now is more than 5 minutes from when Matt said it was 5 minutes till his birthday.
So happy birthday.
It's my
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
If we sing
Happy
anymore, outside the public
Everyone
domain.
singing.
So have a happy birthday as I sing over it.
Thank you, Cody, for remembering that for some reason that is not in the public domain because copyright is a thing. But
Change the middle sentence anyway, but
Yep.
exactly. Wonderful. Thank you, everybody. But yes, I am now officially 25 years old.
oh shit. Look at them grays popping out.
Dang! You're younger than I thought you were.
Mm-hmm.
You're the same
telling
age
me
as
I'm
me.
old. No,
I thought you were
am-
like 2-3 years older than me, but no, you're the exact same age.
No, I am
Oh.
fully aware. I do look slightly older than yeah. Come on, you. Okay, TJ, you're like what, like 30, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that me and TJ speak as if we're like that's a perfect time. Like, I have always acted older.
I think that's more a sign that I'm immature than anything.
This is also
This is
a possibility. And you know what? It's birthday time. Ooh, somebody's actually watching us apparently. Thank you, Psychotic Monk, for saying happy birthday. And as a reward, I'm gonna down this bottle.
I'll get you your
Chug,
present
chug,
later, Matt.
Chug, 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 chug. I'm saying chug in time with my own echo. It's really weird.
This is true.
Pardon me.
Never.
It's the worst part about chugging the gas that builds up. It's just a bit black.
Blah,
It is very black.
blah.
There's a reason I switched to drinking wine as my usual. But you can't chug wine.
I'm drinking some kind of light pink cider.
I just stick with Mike's Hard
Is it-
Lemonades.
For Loco.
Is it fruity and delicious, TJ?
It is both fruity and delicious, Matt.
It's like me in liquid form.
I knew you were building up to something there.
So we have the firewood, right?
Yes,
we
we
have
have
firewood.
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 We have
yeah.
the tent set up.
We have all the
Most of-
firewood, and also Keldor found like a dead body, which he thinks is firewood, which he's bringing back to the pit. And
I mean, that wouldn't be
Hot
the
dog,
first time.
hey, Keldor, I think that's femur.
Oh,
Oh, that's a bone.
okay. I'm actually gonna keep this actually. And I stick it in my back.
All right.
Oh, okay then. Well, I just woke up, so I'm fine for doing first watch if anybody's really tired.
I think I'll take a nap. I did walk the entire way.
I'll take it. I need to sleep 8 hours, otherwise my spells won't work. Actually, I didn't use any today. I can take a watch any whenever.
Right. Didn't use any.
Because
It was last night.
Oh, yeah. No, that was fine.
Flick's just being like stupidly, cartoonishly suspicious for some reason. He just
Right.
woke up.
Okay, there we go. I just had to send a tweet out going, "It's my birthday!" Because apparently I'm a 14-year-old girl who has just learnt what social media is. And I do not mean that to sound sexist or offensive. It's just, that's my perception of the stereotypical 14-year-old. It's usually
No, Matt. You paused a conversation with 5 other actual people to social media to people that may not even read it. That's at least 16-year-old girl status.
Mm-hmm.
Got
By the
it.
way.
See?
All right, keep it
I
in line.
I can attest to this behavior. This is accurate.
When I say things like "ooh, that's like a girl," it is not to assume that that is the gender role assigned to them. It is just I am relying purely on the cliche in the least offensive way I possibly can. If you take offense, please tell me you take offense, and I will not make these comments again, dear lovely audience. Or I might just say,
take it as the
"Screw
joke
you!"
is intended as.
I might go, learn to laugh, douche. Depends on my mood, really.
And whether or not it is his birthday still.
Exactly. Okay, so you've got your firewood. Keldor found the grisly remains of a human being, or something vaguely humanoid. You
I
can't
found
really
a
tell, it's
femur.
just a bone. Yeah. You know what? Screw it. That's canon now. You found a femur.
I'm assuming so. I put it in my equipment.
Yeah. I can see you've drawn little squares on the map. How do you want to set up your campsite?
The green is the tents, and the yellow would be where the wagons are.
Yeah.
Round hole's the roll train.
Oh, okay, that's what that is. So I'll just move the wagons over. Just pretend the horses aren't. Actually, you know what? I can just turn those round so the horses aren't staring into your tents.
Well, we take the horses off and let them actually graze and stuff.
Although
you keep them tied up.
Oh, yeah,
I did
definitely tied up.
Yeah, but we have hundreds and hundreds of feet of nasty smelling rope now, so.
Among other things.
And it lasts for 7 hours, so almost
regular
until
rope. Yeah.
Yeah, so horses can. Sorry, I just had flashbacks. A couple of years ago, I actually lived in a stationary caravan next to a field of horses. It was actually a really cool way to wake up every morning. Wake up, walk over, and go, oh, there's a horse in the window. Morning.
Matt, that's what
really
I do
quite
every day
cool.
in Texas.
Yeah. The rooster, I could live without, because that was shit. So, okay, you know what, Archer, if you want to whip over the Twitch screen so everyone can see the map, and please, everybody decide what tents you're going in. Primrose, I'm assuming, is, bunking up with Angus, and,
I might sooner kill him, if that's what you mean.
I'm doing first watch, so Flick's not really claiming a bed.
I'm not going to ask, actually.
Do you really? Ibaka, what are you doing over there in the shithole for so long?
Not taking a shit.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay.
Hey, did we say that both the wagons are covered wagons?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are not like by material, like solid wooden coven.
Okay,
Like,
so I'm definitely going to be perched up on top of the one that, unless Eliza and Primrose are sleeping in that one, then I'm going to go up on the one that they're in. If they're sleeping in that one, I'll go on top of the other one.
Are they sleeping?
Wait,
in
we're sleeping where?
Are you sleeping in a tent or in the wagons? There are 5 tents available.
I mean, either way, it's private eventually, isn't it? Or no?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying if you're sleeping on the wagon, I won't sit on the roof of what you're going to sleep in. But if you're not going to, then I'm going to sit on that one.
You can sleep in the wagons. It's a little crowded, but
yeah, there are a lot of people.
I'm gonna leave it up to Eliza.
I'm gonna leave it up to random fans. Well,
I feel like Eliza has gotten more bold recently, ever since last night.
Eliza's happy sleeping in a tent because at least just because the ground is a little bit softer than the solid wooden wagon. Plus, in case of emergency, it's easier to get out of a tent than it is to get out of a wagon.
No one has any excuse to go bust into your tent like they do into the wagon. Oh, I just forgot my. Oh, sorry. Or sorry if it's kid. Oh, I just forgot my. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, well.
Except he won't know to say sorry.
As far as watches go, we should probably position people who aren't spellcasters and have some way of being in the dark. Make them the primary ones. Everybody else can get a full night.
Yep, that's why I'll be taking second watch.
Okay.
only
I'm
sleeping
assuming. I was just about to say, I'm assuming you're sleeping for 8 hours, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I assume too. So Flick will actually probably be okay with staying up most of that as well. And he's going to spend a lot of time practicing with his. Well, the gauntlets. After I throw 5, do they just stop? Are they not able to throw anymore after that?
If you are not using the charges to create magical daggers, they are infinite.
Okay. So he's going to keep practicing with the infinite daggers, finding that ability because he doesn't really even know that they do magic stuff yet.
Well, you got taught that, okay, you can do
right, you
this
did
to
the
do the
show.
magical
Yeah.
ones, and you can do this to get the more magical one, you can do this to get the most magical one.
Right, yeah. Well, he's just going to practice with the infinite for now. Because he's practicing his long shot and everything as well.
Alright, groovy. Okay, one moment. So, Primrose, let's put Primrose and Eliza the furthest away from anybody in their own little tent where we're going to get some good, wholesome snuggling. Just cuddles.
And
Just
nothing
nice.
else.
Okay, let's get Flick. You're perching on top of the wagon. No, you aren't growing in size. Fuck. Because I clicked the wrong thing. Flick, who would you like to join you on watch? Player or NPC, entirely up to you.
Kids up.
Mm.
If
Sure,
you're willing
kid
to
down.
tolerate that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, kid, you go to sleep right now.
And he is
We
a
can work
kid.
together.
It's our bedtime, mister.
Okay. And then let's just split up. Okay, obviously, players. So Varco, go and pick a tent. You can bunk with... yep.
That works.
Go on with Keldor. I'm assuming that's because you don't want an annoying person with you.
I was kind of I didn't want the Bardic Knock or Angus be in there with me or Gentry.
You did go with the one who snores.
Well, luckily I don't need much sleep tonight. I still have all my spells.
Meat Sprinkles is an okay guy.
Oh yeah, by the way, kid, I need to talk to you about that one day.
Okay.
I'm assuming that Zindrix would be the one most comfortable sleeping in the wagon. And,
With a wolf, yes.
or, outside, not in a tent. Putting you all in two-man tents. Okay, so your first watch, you're sat with Kid. It seems to go relatively quickly. Are you taking 1 or 2 hour shifts?
2 hours is the most efficient.
Okay, well, in that case...
Flick's going to stay up at least through like 2 or 3 shifts, if not the whole night. He just woke up. He doesn't feel like sleeping.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so you've got your shift. You're sat there with Kid. I'm assuming perched on top of the wagon. The night air has got a mild chill to it, but for the most part, it's okay. Yeah, it's a bit chilly. It's not great, but it's relatively quiet. Not eerily silent. It's the appropriate amount of quiet as you would expect from a small place to pull over and off the side of the road. There's some animal sounds. That's kind of it.
Okay.
So feel free to roleplay a scene.
Okay, kid, I'm bored. Come here. I want to show you a new trick I learned.
Ooh, I love new tricks. What you got?
Okay, so come here. Stand right in front of me.
Okay.
And I stand right in front of him, so we're both like straight up looking each other in the face.
Mhm.
All right, now I want you to stop what I'm about to do to you, okay?
Okay.
Like you played this game before, right? You've been around like soldiers and stuff, right? They
Yeah.
do
Do I
this.
get well, not soldiers, but do I get my chain?
Let's do it with just hands, okay? Because it's probably going to be way better for both of us.
Okay.
Okay. And I pull out the bird call because it's sort of like for Flick, it's sort of a fist filler, like the pommel of a dagger kind of thing.
Mhm.
Right. So
Yeah.
this is my simulacrum. So I'm gonna put this, and he holds it up in front of him, like they're both looking at it, and then he turns it upside down, and he goes and puts it down in his belt sash.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put this right here,
Okay.
and this is just a reaction thing. So,
Okay.
all right, you ready?
I guess.
Okay. And I'm going to use the new feat I learned, the name of which I can't remember at the moment. What was it? It was, oh, yeah, flick of the wrist. I should remember that one. And I'm going to whip the bird call out, and I'm going to heft it like the pommel of a dagger, and I'm going to fake stab Kid right into like one of the chinks of his armor around his waist. Like I would be going for a gut shot.
Okay. Do
Okay.
I get to react to this?
Well, before that, I was just gonna say, TJ, for the audience, totally not for me because I know exactly what this feat is. Could you please explain what this feat allows you to do?
I can just let me pull up the exact wording here real quick. There we go. Flick of the wrist. Come on, load. There we go. With a single motion, you can draw a light weapon and make a devastating attack. If you draw a light weapon and make a melee attack with it in the same round, you catch your opponent flat-footed for the purposes of this attack only. You can use this feat only once per round and once per opponent during any single combat encounter. So basically, I get my sneak attack damage against somebody who's standing right in front of me and sees me attacking them.
Right. But there is something that's interesting about this that you chose Kid for. This would count as drawing a weapon directly in front of him, right?
I think so.
Okay. So Kid has a feat called combat reflexes. Combat reflexes, he's allowed to make an attack of opportunity even if he's flat-footed.
Nice. So I get the stab on you, and you get a return attack at basically the same time.
Okay.
Is how that would work, right? That's what it
Yeah, I
seems like
believe
to
so.
me. Yeah.
Give me just a moment.
Attack! Attack one another.
I wasn't really attempting to do any damage with mine, so feel free to
Deviate.
hit me if you want. But if you feel the attack before you actually decide how much damage to do, I'm just getting, like, I'm barely touching you. I'm just getting it through your defenses and hitting you in the stomach so that you feel it.
Okay, Kid's going to attempt to disarm you.
Nice.
That'll be a 21.
All right, what do I roll?
Okay, so it would be whatever type of weapon it is. If it's a light weapon or something like that, it would be a -4.
It's definitely a light weapon.
Let's see. You don't have improved disarm, I don't think.
I do not.
And it is a smaller weapon, so you'd get another -4 on top of that. So melee attack bonus -8.
Jesus Christ. All right, so
Sucks
I'm
to
just
be
gonna
small, right?
right. I'm just gonna roll a d20 -4. So that's what it would be. That's an 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
And
Come
here's the
on!
thing. Since Kid wasn't wearing any weapons, he now is holding it.
But no.
Was this the
It's
purpose
supposed
of
to
the
be faster
exercise?
than you. And what do I have to roll to grab the bird call out of his hand?
That would be a disarm attempt.
Again.
Same thing.
Um,
Sure, let's do that again.
yeah, like depending
That's
on
a
how
9.
tightly. I was just gonna say, depending on how tightly Kid is holding it, or if Kid has put it, if he ever tries to put it out of his hand, in a pocket, in a pouch, I would allow a sleight of hand check.
But it's still in his hand, for sure.
Yeah, and since you're attempting
Alright.
to disarm me without having the feat, I receive an attack.
Not one. Don't you have to roll up against me first?
I don't actually. It's it only calculates if you succeed on not getting attacked.
How do I succeed on not getting attacked?
If he misses.
Basically, you provoke an attack of opportunity. If I miss, then the attack goes through normally.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. So let me.
So
roll.
my success is you rolling a failure. I gotcha. That's the
Basically.
part that confused me.
Nope. Jeez. Just whack.
Ah!
Just bump.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a lot less fun with people who are faster than me.
Although I'm assuming Kid doesn't like punch Flick in the face. It's more like a slap on the head.
It's non-lethal damage.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You know, we were just starting to get along. Now you're hitting me.
I don't understand what the purpose of this exercise was.
Just to show you how fast I am.
Oh, well, okay, you're very fast.
Thank you. Now give me my bird call back.
Sure, all you'd have to do was ask.
Flick snatches it out of your hand. He walks over to the edge of the wagon like a sulking teenager, and he sits down and he pulls out a harmonica that he stole from somewhere. He starts playing that
I can't believe you
terribly.
mentioned that because my harmonica is just behind the left. I can't reach it. I am very tempted to go over and get it, but I don't know how it would translate over the microphone to all of you.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's let this skill check determine exactly how it should come across. So, perform is definitely not a masterwork instrument. That's an 11.
Not
Slightly
bad.
better than average.
Yeah.
Your
Okay.
knowledge probably comes through.
well,
I'm going to give you 2 gold.
I don't want your money.
Oh,
Why would I need 2 gold?
for the performance.
Oh. Oh yeah, people do that, don't they?
They
I
should.
never really do this in front of people. It's
Well,
kind of
maybe you should.
well,
Maybe you and Primrose should have a jam session.
What?
Flick kind of, instead of looking like you would expect him to kind of like laugh along with the joke, he kind of has this far away look in his eyes for a minute, and you can tell he's totally not there anymore. He's thinking about something else entirely.
Well, your watch passes with total ease. Who would like to do the next watch?
Keldor gets up and walks out here and just kind of sits there for preparing to take the next watch.
Hey, Keldor, I punched Flick in the face. That you might have to deal with the fallout from that.
Keldor just sits there and is like, he does exactly what I'm doing right now. Just rubs his head and it's like,
just a hurrah.
And by the way, Flick wasn't like tuning out from you. He was obviously distracted by like a memory of something.
Mm-hmm.
Keldor, is there anybody you would like to go on watch with you? I mean, TJ, you already said Flick is probably already awake, so that's
and
fine.
He's just
oh no,
sitting there with,
Keldor's
like,
kind of wanting to do it by himself.
Okay, that's absolutely fine.
And I'm going to take that femur that I found earlier and attempt to make arrowheads out of it, as well as like spearheads.
Okay, genius. I have already done the rolls. I know what's coming up, so that's fine. I can ruin the tension. Nothing's happening during this watch. I think the beer is catching up, so I'm going to have to very, very quickly run to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
But if you guys would like to roleplay something whilst I go and do that, please go right ahead. And that Craft Fletcher, 14. Yeah, okay, you can make arrowheads out of this. However, they are slightly blunted because bone is not something that's easily splintered and sharpened. So you can consider those ones non-lethal with a -1 to hit and -1 to damage.
Huh. Interesting. Good to know.
And let me just see how many you can make out of it. Let's roll that again, because that was about... Yeah, you can make 3 feasible good arrowheads out of that. So you have 3 non-lethal war dart arrowheads. So,
no, these were specifically arrowheads, not war darts.
Actual arrowheads.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, cool. As I said, I am currently 7 beers in. So it's
Yep.
about time I need to rush off to the bathroom.
We'll be here when you get back, big guy.
Yeah, if you guys want to quickly roleplay something, that's great. I can still hear you. Please go right ahead.
Cool. So Flick is just kind of sitting there in like Peter Pan pose on top of the wagon with one leg hanging off and one leg up in front of him, and playing the pan flute / harmonica off in a mournful tone into the distance, facing off into the night away from the fire so that he can keep his night vision a little bit.
Yeah, Keldor's just kind of sitting there, not really. He's listening, but he's not like super interacting. So
yeah, Flick is also the same way. He probably hasn't even like acknowledged or noticed that the changeover is taking place. He might still think Kid's down there, whom again he wasn't mad at.
All right. Ah. Sorry.
Wish I had our harmonica now.
Right?
Hey Matt, just toss me your harmonica, would you?
Through the power of internet.
Yeah.
Oh, I broke my screen.
You got one of those Willy Wonka computers, right?
Oh yeah,
In
totally.
the restroom.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. Let me just climb into the seat.
Did you enjoy our epic roleplay?
It turns out I couldn't hear you.
Well, it turns out there was nothing to hear. So
yeah, totally. Great at role playing.
Oh, that's fine.
Totally.
You know, if at this moment in time your two characters are not interested in interacting, it would be contrived and forced to go, no, you need to interact.
Yeah.
No, if you guys are off doing your own thing, that's totally cool.
All right.
It's like
so
two people that can sit in the car and not talk.
Exactly. So, with that done, Flick, are you going to maintain staying awake because you had a good sleep on the journey up?
Yeah, and for I don't know how long these shifts are, but I'm gonna, like I said, I'm probably gonna like alternate from hour to hour at this point between practicing the harmonica for a bit and practicing long shots. Like going out to the edge of the camp, so it's not like I'm just throwing daggers right next to people's tents.
Yeah.
So that it's a little quieter.
These shifts are 2 hours each. Keldor. Well, not Keldor, sorry. Who would like to take third watch?
I kind of do.
You want to take a watch?
Would like to use.
Yeah. Are you going to bring Eliza with you, or are you going to let her sleep peacefully?
Sleep.
So yeah, you can, just sneak yourself out. In fact, let me just roll to decide who is Big Spoon and who's Little Spoon. Okay, it's fine. You are Big Spoon, so it's easy for you to sneak out.
Of course I am.
Roll for
There
Big
was a 50-50. So yeah, it's easy for you to just sneak out, and I'm assuming give Eliza a loving kiss on the cheek or forehead as you step outside.
Sure.
And yeah, you see Flick is sat up on the wagon. You can arbitrarily decide another NPC, or hell, fuck it, make a player character come and join you because you said so. Who would you like to join you?
Kind of want to get to the bottom of Flick's mind right now.
Yeah,
my
that's
curiosity.
fine. Let me just drag Kid. Kid is going to sleep with me, Sprinkles, and Ernst, because that seems the most logical to me when he goes to his tent. So, yes, Primrose, you head out. Do you climb up on top of the wagon to sit with Kid, or do you just kind of go, I'm doing what
Kid.
now?
Flick?
Well, not with Kid.
Did I say Kid?
You did say Kid. That's okay.
Yeah,
It's
fuck
beers.
it, Flick.
Yeah,
Other person.
you're only 17 beers deep. It's all good. So, as I said
I wish
before,
I could
Flick is just sitting there in like the Peter Pan pose with one leg hanging over the edge of the cart and playing the harmonica. And at this point, it's a particularly kind of slow and mournful song that he's playing.
Perfect.
Once again,
Love
you're
it.
just making me regret that I couldn't be bothered to go and grab my harmonica. Because I can see it, but I'd have to get up and effort.
It's okay. I can see my ocarina, and I'm not playing that. So.
So Primrose does not get up on the wagon, but like leans on the opposite side of where Flick is, so like right here, leans against the back of the or against the side of the wagon, listening to Flick's song, pulls out their shakuhachi, flute, what do you want to call it, and starts to play a melody along with Flick's song.
Okay.
You hear him kind of like stop for a second as he's like startled, but then he kind of continues along with you.
There might be music playing now.
Cue the Jethro Tull.
There is.
Yeah, and unlike last time we tried to do this, it's not going to cut. Fingers crossed, it shouldn't come out like some horrible, hideous mess.
Sounds good on my end.
Yeah.
Which for the stream is all that matters.
Exactly. I mean, looking back, exactly why it came out horrendous. So I'm going to see if I can overlay a harmonica track over the top to create people's memories. What does the Song of Storms sound like from Zelda?
I think that one.
Screw it. It's going. No, come on. Add. Did it add? Yes, it did. Okay.
Isn't Song of Storms the do 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 do?
No, that's the Kakariko Village theme, I think.
Is that?
Oh, there it is.
Okay, I can't hear it.
It's lovely.
Yeah, that's it.
Just overlay them. So there should be shakuhachi in my super bad Japanese pronunciation, shakuhachi, and a harmonica playing in tandem currently. Hopefully the sound is not overwhelming. I'm just gonna tone them down to be total background, and that should create a lovely harmony / disjointed awful sound.
Should turn the harmonica back up a little bit.
Is it the harmonica super
too quiet now.
quiet? Let's just.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, so to
Two different songs, not too clashy.
Yeah, Primrose, do you go over and like sit on the wagon with him, or do you just kind of walk out and sit on the floor, or do you go close to Flick? Do you keep your distance? What?
So, but you keep playing, is that right?
Sorry?
You keep playing, right?
Yeah. He like pauses for a second because he's surprised to hear another sound, but then he starts playing again.
I think Primrose is waiting for the okay to keep playing. If it's still playing now, then they will walk over here. So leaning against the wagon now.
Are you saying things, Matt?
No, I'm miming things. My boyfriend asking me questions off camera.
Okay.
I was, however, listening to what you were saying. So, Primrose, you're kind of like playing, and then you kind of give Flick a look like, is this cool? Can we jam? Jam session? Low-key jam session? Jam sesh? Please? Jam sesh, please?
I took the still as the jam sesh.
Yeah. The fact that it keeps playing is a pretty good sign.
Yeah.
Just keep going until the song ends, I guess.
Yeah, this song lasts as long as it lasts. It depends on how hardcore into jamming you are.
Well, Flick's been kind of just stringing songs together for the last like hour or so. So
Once again, yeah, having been in, or at least present to my fair share of jam sessions, it does depend on how hardcore you are into it. It's like, is this jam session like, we're doing this for like the next 3 hours and just gonna make music and no one's gonna say a word, or you do like one song and then go, that was cool.
I think the second option.
yeah,
that's
so probably closer to the second option. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. So you finish your little song after, however long, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Quite frankly, I don't care. It doesn't really matter. This is arbitrary stuff decided by you as to what you feel would be the most effective for your characters. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So the song wraps up, and Flick gives a big sigh. And if Primrose looks up, he's like, his face is like drenched in tears.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Whatever's the matter?
I've only played in front of a few people before, and they're all dead.
Holy shit!
At this point, Primrose looking up on the wagon.
Oh, please do. Please climb up on that wagon and give Flick a hug. I want to give Flick a hug.
Yeah, he's pretty much like openly crying at this point.
Primrose will wrap one arm around Flick and like draw him a little close, just a little bit.
And as soon as you do, he like wraps his arm around you and like dives into the hug like he hasn't been hugged in a million years.
Oh my god!
You're so sweet.
He's just like openly sobbing into your side, but it's like completely silent.
Oh.
After a minute or two, he starts to calm down, and he starts breathing real heavy to calm himself down, and finally pulls his head up, and he's just like,
Every family I have goes away, and I don't want this one to too.
I don't know that either.
I like you guys, and I'm scared of that because everybody I like ends up dying.
Holy shit.
The only one who stuck around is Spudnik.
Spudnik is happily sleeping. Are you petting him like a little cat?
yeah, pretty much, like wearing him like a
Spudnik
security
purrs.
blanket, like usual.
Yeah, Spudnik purrs.
Oh. There's not much I can say to that, but it's true. I believe we've all had our fair share of loss, but I would ask you to use that as a comfort rather than a grief.
Yeah. Just feels like the further along we go and the closer we get, the closer we get to something else. I don't know. It's that's why I drink so much. I don't want to think about it.
He's just like angrily wiping the tears away from his face now.
Thanks for that. Don't tell anybody or I'll deny it.
And then he gives you another hug.
Oh.
Primrose, how do you react to Flick being so genuine and sweet and kind to you?
I mean, a thought popped in my head, but it seems a little awkward, like a little weird.
Nothing's
But,
weird in this group. Come on.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's true.
If you find something too weird for this group, you get a prize.
Yeah.
You probably don't
judgment.
want it because it's going to be really weird, but you'll get it.
It's a nope, I'm not gonna say it. Like how big are you? Like how tall are you?
I'm like 3 feet tall.
Okay, well, so you're the size of a young child.
Pretty
To
much,
me.
yeah.
Okay.
And probably skinnier than one of your average young children of like either orcish or human lineage.
I mean, if
Sure.
you're hugging Primrose like that, Primrose has this weirdly maternal instinct to like scoop you up and like hug you closer. But like, not sure how. But you know what? It's the middle of the night. We just jammed. Why not? Let's do that.
No one's watching. There's no judgment here.
Spoken like a true magician.
We can have a paternal
Musician.
moment.
He seems a little surprised for a second, but then he just dives into the hug.
Oh,
You get on into that good hug.
Yeah.
Primrose
Just
gives good hugs. I like to
resting
imagine that at
against
least.
Primrose's clavicle area, like maybe into the neck. Like, not
Sure,
in a
make it your
sexual way,
neck.
like in like, oh, that's comforting. Because I'm not going to say chest because that'd be even worse. That's just asking for awkwardness.
Mentioning body parts at all was the worst part. It's all good.
I will mention all the awkward body parts.
All of them.
If you can
Penises.
remember. Oh, okay.
Think about it.
I want to now.
Wow,
Thank you.
famous
Oh.
Mac quotes. Penis. Think about it.
That's not even a reference. I'm just saying, hey, spend more time thinking about penises. They're good.
I already do. I don't want to. Just to
We all
make you
spend
feel
time
better, Matt.
thinking about at least one penis.
Yeah.
Then you're not thinking about nearly enough, TJ.
Agree to disagree.
Well, we can disagree politely. The
Yes,
same
we
way you
can.
want to think about bosoms.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, okay.
Hey,
So,
Here-
You know what,
here's,
Matt?
here's something we can all agree. We can all agree mouths are great.
yes.
What?
I did not
Okay.
think that would be such a controversial statement. I thought there would be unanimous agreement on that. Instead, there was unanimous astonishment on that.
It needed
Blake
to be
looks
considered by
disgusted.
the
So
council.
I lost a lot of context because my Discord died. I joined back on. Yeah. That's all I heard of that.
Joined at the perfect moment. Love it.
You know
That's
what?
great.
So, Matt, just to make you feel better, I don't remember if you remember or not, Primrose has no chest. So,
Oh yeah, I'm
you
fully
can
aware.
think
but,
away.
She
Well,
might
that's
have
it,
no
like-
breasts. She has a chest.
I hope she has a chest. That'd be really
Like
weird.
I don't want to get all technical here, but if you're a humanoid, you have a chest.
Well, that's it. You know, quite frankly,
No, it's a black hole where my heart is.
you know, quite frankly, because it doesn't matter. You know, Rebecca's never divulged to me, and you know, because Primrose is non-binary. Like,
Shit,
they-
Rebecca, you just nearly made me spray field raspberry cider all over my screen.
but because of that, you know,
Balls. I have
Rebecca has never
balls.
divulged what genetically or biologically Primrose was before reaching the conclusion that they were what they are. So I don't know if Primrose has a chest or a breast, or like it doesn't matter because Primrose has what they have. I don't know what their downstairs
There you go.
equipment is. I don't think Rebecca even knows what their downstairs equipment is because it's
Nope.
ambiguous.
I haven't asked.
I think we're turning into a college.
Uh,
We are a college. The school of what the fuck are we doing?
I like it.
I am just about to get my doctorate
From
What the
WTF.
fuck am I doing? I spent many years studying. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
I got my doctor from WTF. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah.
Okay, so
Anyway.
you have your hug, you have all that. Flick shares his feelings, his thoughts. Do you have any immediate reactions to that, or is it just very, we don't need to say words, we have, there's just a feeling of support?
Yep.
Well,
Like, okay, there's a strange melancholy. I love the word melancholy. It's such a nice word.
It's a good word.
But,
good word.
but
I'm also amazed it's not a breed of dog.
but Primrose being the age they are,
What would
and
you do with
Flick
the
saying,
seeds, Matt? I'm
Rebecca,
sorry.
please go on. I'll explain my bad joke in a moment.
Yeah.
Continue.
okay, what was I saying? Oh no. When Flick shared that he's scared of significantly leaving, Primrose suddenly remembers how old they are. It's like, shit. I won't say anything about that. I'll just be comforting.
Well, yeah, I might die next week, but it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, just she says comfort. Yeah, that's a good word.
Primrose just has a moment where they realize, fuck, I'm old. I could die. Fuck.
You're here to hug this week, so.
That's
Yeah,
all that matters.
I am, and I'm going to use that to my full extent because I'm here to hug this week.
And as Flick like gets down from the hug and is like wiping his face dry and everything, he kind of gets like sort of like sobers up for a minute, and he looks at Prim kind of serious, and he's like, "Hey, Primrose, it's
Yeah.
always fire. So I don't know if that can help in any way, but just maybe keep an eye out, you know?"
Jeez.
Let's see. I will promise to stay away from fire, aside from a campfire, as much as possible. It's
Good.
cold.
And let's even keep an eye on the campfire, okay?
Okay. You know what?
Okay.
I have one good eye on that. That's great.
Perfect.
A part of me wishes that we could go on for like another hour or fuck even 2
no.
hours, because about one line it's like, oh, come and do your work.
Yeah, you stoke the embers, Flick. It's got his mind turning. I'm gonna explode, I guess.
So, I'm trying to be as speedy as I can because I'm very aware of the time right now. The 2 hours pass. Primrose, your watch is done. I'm assuming you would like to go and, cuddle your girlfriend and be like, I feel sad and scared. I need something to love me.
I feel incredibly old. Help.
Help me feel young again.
Flick's
Yeah,
probably gonna
so-
take a nap after that too, and he'll just sleep in that wagon that he's on top of right
Yeah.
now.
And who would like to take the final watch?
No, Zendrix will. She'd be waking up. Since it's getting close to dawn.
Yeah. Okay. Zendrix, would you like to position yourself wherever you're taking the watch? Like sat around the campfire, sat on a wagon.
Yeah, she's just going to throw Thief up on the wagon and jump up there with him.
All right. Would you care for anybody to join you?
If anyone has anything to say, other than that, she's going to just let everyone sleep.
Well, aside from Varko, we've done every player character. So unless Varko wishes to join you, you can pick an NPC and engage, or you can be like, I got this, guys.
Yeah, unless Valko has anything to say, she'll just go ahead and take it unless anyone would want to. Other than that, she has no care. She doesn't really care for anyone yet.
Mako would probably just be passed out. He'd never really liked doing watches. If he could ever get away from doing them, he probably would do it.
That is 100% okay. You don't need to feel obligated to engage in these things. Okay, so Zindrix, your watch passes. Can you make a spot check for me?
Oh, oh, that was really close to a 1. I'm glad that rolled on over.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, 27. The strangest thing starts to happen. You can see a visible sign of liquid traveling across the ground. Like, not just like, ooh, that's a weird, like, but it seems to be coming from the north and just spreading down, almost as if, a container or a bathtub was overflowing with water and this was just spreading out from that area.
Are we in a riverbed? Oh no.
And it just comes down, it extinguishes the fire, and you are enveloped in darkness.
So this is like a rushing wall of water.
It's not like a wall. It's just like it's just traveling across the floor. It's not. It's not like a couple of feet high. It's just.
So
imagine.
it's not that deep, but it looks like a riverbed that is coming back to life, kind of thing.
Yes. Imagine something overflowing and spilling.
Okay, but is it channeled like a river at all, or is it just like?
No, it's just
open-
covering everything it can.
Okay, so it's like a tidal surge kind of thing over everything in front of him.
It-
Holy Jesus!
I'm
Yeah.
assuming we're all damp at this point and getting up.
You're all damp.
Except for me in the wagon.
Flick, you're sleeping on top of the wagon. You're fine. Zindrix, you're the only one who is awake. Could you make a listen check for me?
Boy, that's one of my good ones, so let's hope I don't roll a 1.
Don't roll a 1.
Don't roll the 1. Don't roll the 1. Don't roll the 1. Don't roll the 1. Don't.
I haven't made a lot of that ones. I'm doing.
That's not a 1. Another 27.
It's not a 1. Oh yeah, another 27. TJ, at some point we're gonna make an
Yeah, we're gonna
acapella
have
group.
to,
And it's
yeah.
gonna, yep. Screw everyone else. We're not gonna play D&D anymore. We're just gonna go. We're just gonna make sounds at each other, and some idiot somewhere will pay to see it. I'm counting on you, Kevin.
Look, Kevin, an idiot. Why?
Because Kevin has got some weird kinks. Okay, with a
Being
listen
mattered.
check. Specific. He is Matt and TJ sexual. The only people in the world he gets aroused by are me and TJ. That's it. Okay, with a listen check of 27. Just to clarify, you have a low light vision, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the fire extinguished, so there is currently no illumination around this campsite. Just to clarify.
Yeah. Sounds correct.
Just double checking.
Everybody else is waking up, I guess. Or drowning. One of the two.
Well, it's not an excessive amount. It's like an inch. It's not that high.
Okay.
Oh, my
So it's
not like
character's
here
probably
comes
thinking
10
Keldor
feet
with
of
the bed or
water.
something.
It's just the floor is now damp.
Okay.
But Zendrix, with a listen check of 27, you hear from no specific direction, as if it is coming from every direction and no direction, and is it just in your mind or is it actually a real sound? You're fairly certain you hear voices.
Well, language do they sound like they're speaking in?
It appears to be common, but you most definitely hear the sound. It's rising. We can't escape. It's gonna get. There's no choice. We got it. And then silence.
Oh God.
And then a loud, long shriek. I'm not going to do it because I do not want to damage my microphone or your ears. But this very high-pitched, terrifying. More than that, like full-on. This is my warning, please, my players.
I wasn't trying to get you to do it. I was trying to do it.
Well, I was going to say, players, please, if you'd be so kind, like if you want to take your earphones out or plug your ears or something. I'm about to do the shriek. So I didn't want to hurt you, hurt your ears or anything. I think that's enough. More it's kind of like a.
Lovely.
Is your boyfriend getting mad at you? The dogs are going off.
Sorry, I just saw all 5 of my dogs making sound.
Perfect.
And the birds next door, and the cats down
Perfect
the
time.
street.
Perfect timing at 7:01.
And that is our place to end it for this week.
All right.
We should end every stream like that. Good lord.
Yeah, we should end our shows with a scream now.
Absolutely.
Every show, scream. We're gonna take it in turns, every week. There's 7 of shit. There's no such thing as a D7.
Matt, I live in an apartment complex. I can't do that.
Okay, I'll take kids' turns.
I can't physically scream, so I won't be able to participate.
I'll even do them in kid voice. Ah!
My cats are afraid of the doorbell, Matt. I can't do that.
I could do my high-pitched laugh.
You drinking Budweiser?
Yes, because it was cheap. I could get a crate of 20 for £12.
Yeah, that's what Budweiser is. It's cheap.
Yeah, it tastes cheap.
It was the most amount of alcohol I could get for the lowest amount of money.
I get it. When I was 20, I drank Budweiser too.
Oh, believe me, if I had more money, I would buy actual good beer. I'm just disappointed that I finished on 9. That's such an unpleasant number.
9's a great number.
Yeah.
It's squared. It's amazing.
If we were watching Critical Role, I would get a cheer.
The mighty 9!
9!
And this is hilarious because I have no idea about anything about season 2. It's just not my bag. If you enjoy it, that's great. Respect. I respect what they do. I just don't get into it. It's not for me. But that's fine. Anyhow, wrapping up the game because we have reached our 3-hour, and this is why I'm so annoyed that we couldn't play for another hour or 2 or 7. So many cool
the
things
next one
happening.
got canceled for tonight.
Really?
It has, but I didn't ask permission if we could go long.
You
Do
can
I
ask
need
now.
permission to go long if there's no one on the channel?
Yeah.
It's bad
You can
manners.
ask now, Matt.
It's bad manners.
It is bad manners. I'm just debating asking now.
Some other
because-
people might have stuff to do.
That is true. I don't know what you guys roll up to.
Not really.
Well, considering I was part of that next one, that kind of frees up
Oh
my
yeah, you've
night.
got you the next 3 hours.
I mean, I'd be fine to play for another hour if everybody else is, but if anybody has something to do.
Yeah, if we can get permission, I'd be fine to go another hour.
Yeah,
Combat!
I will need to
And
get my
yes,
mom to take my
combat!
husband to work.
Where I am
but-
actually useful.
I mean, it's the first time you tried to leave us on a real cliffhanger, and we all want to keep it going, so.
I do, but you know what? I really do not. It feels way too last minute to go, oh, hey, can we go? Like, that would be really rude. That'd be really shitty. So you know what? I am
It
going
would
to
only be rude if there was another show, but.
Well, problem is we set a
okay.
precedent if that sort of thing happens. So
Exactly. We're going to be
You
professionals.
want Andy? That's fine. Yeah.
We're going to be professionals, and then we're just going to chat shit off camera for however long. We're all pumped up. But I'm going to blue ball you all. That is where the session ends on this terrifying high-pitched scream. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy it, please consider subscribing or following to us at Welcome to the Party on Twitch. That's I keep forgetting what my camera is over there. It's here, so I'm looking. There is my camera.
this is
Direct. at the
Oh,
camera.
sorry.
So, if you enjoy this, please consider subscribing or following here on Welcome to the Party. That's twitch.tv/Welcome Party RPG. You can also follow on Twitter, which is at Welcome Party RPG. If you wish to follow me directly, the Dungeon Master, you can find me at The Bardic Knock on Twitter. Twitch.tv/The Bardic Knock. I sometimes stream, not excessively. Maybe in the future I might do more. Who knows? Support me and show up. I might do more. It's how
Okay.
the world works. Other things, Welcome to the Party has a YouTube. It also has a Discord down below. I have a Patreon. If you're super kind and happen to love me, throw money my way. It'd be great. Other than that, I think that's all the selling. Archer,
Check out
click
Archer
the
the
button, do the
Eye
thing.
at DeviantArt, and check out Thomas Safe Zone at Tumblr for the art. And
Thank you for
yep,
reminding me.
that is
And
everything.
I am gonna send us over to raid Castle Mac because they're a super cool group of guys and gals and maybe other. I don't know. I've not really asked, but they're a cool group of people, human beings that are cool, and they are currently playing Elemental Evil or Prince of the Apocalypse.
Elemental Evil.
Elemental Evil, I think.
Yep.
That's what was said last week.
That's it. Yeah, cool. I should pay attention. I'm on their Discord channel, but I've kind of been like in and out.
I've never actually done that one. I should play that one sometime.
I've never played or ran any set module. I make my own shit up. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
should
can-
at some point
So,
actually
don't
read
mind.
one. But
I've
anyhow,
only really played.
Anyhow,
Let's
thanks
sign
for
off.
coming. Raiding Castle
rating
Mac.
Castle Mac. They're cool people. Go check them out. They've got
See ya.
stuff. I'm going to click the button. And thank you all for coming. From myself and my delightful six-pack of players, which I am astounded I never thought of saying myself. I don't drink enough. That's probably why. So from myself and
definitely the
the
problem.
six-pack, have a pleasant day and many happy adventures. Archer, click the button, do the thing.